Hi, welcome to valuationpodcast.com, a podcast and video series about all things related to business and valuation. My name is Melissa Gragg, and I provide divorce valuation and mediation services in St. Louis, Missouri. Today, we will discuss active and passive appreciation of separate property in divorce with the esteemed Dr. Ashok Abbott, who is an associate professor of finance at West Virginia University. He is the founder of Business Valuation, Inc., where he provides value by determining statistical significance, validating economic models, and providing rigorous empirical analytical support. So basically, just a super expert at research and all things valuation. If you can determine the property, then the next step, right, is how do you start to determine if the property is marital or separate?
Right. And there again, there are significant differences, even though 40 states are so-called equitable distribution, 9 are community property. Alaska is kind of both. They have their own world, of course.
Right.
I mean, they're so close to the pole. But then, very important question is, one, knowing what is the premise. Two, how is that being applied? And as a valuation person, I get very uncomfortable when someone across the aisle starts interpreting case law. A valuation person is typically not well versed in discussing, interpreting, or extrapolating from case law. That is the lawyer's province. Our daughter, who is a lawyer, and she reminds me very frequently when we start talking about any kind of case law, that is something that's the province of the court and the lawyers to decide.
Yeah.
And as a valuation person, you work within the parameters that are set.
And I think it's an important distinction because what you're basically saying is that we, as experts, will provide evidence of that something started as separate or continued to be separate or is marital, but we're not making a legal conclusion
Right.
on whether that. So we're just showing evidence that kind of walks somebody down a certain path, but the attorneys are really going to determine if it is marital or separate in the eyes of the court.
So that's the important distinction that we, as an expert, one needs to maintain. Because as an expert, you're a servant of the court. Your presence in that room is to help the court receive and analyze the evidence that needs to be presented. The conclusions are outside your province. So that's something that I try to be very clear about when we start discussions in these cases.
Yes, absolutely.